everyone, so I'm back with a new video and I'm finally doing my review on the 4 new Revlon lip butter colors. So these are the 4 new colors that they came out for their spring collection, and I'm going to just go through my thoughts about these as well as some live swatches and some pictures for you so you guys can see what they look like on the lips. And I'm also going to be comparing these 4 new colors to 4 older colors that are very similar with each other. So if you just can't find these new colors anywhere around you, because it took me a while to be able to find these for me, and you want colors that are similar to these, I have 4 different options that are part of their already permanent collection out. I'm just gonna get started and I'm going to really quickly talk about the packaging. And here is what one of the newer lip butters look like. The packaging is the exact same as the old ones. Here's a reference. Since the packaging for the new collection is the exact same, I'm really not going to go into any more detail about it. I'm just going to go straight into swatches and describing the colors and everything for you. So I'm going to start from the lightest shade and I'm going to work to the darkest shade. This is the lightest shade right here. This one is called Pink Lemonade and is a very light pastel baby pink color. This one has no shimmer in it at all. And here is actually a swatch on my hand first. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that because this color is very sheer since it is such a light color. But it's right here, it's that baby pink shade. And I'm going to put some on my lips right now. Hopefully you can tell the difference that my bottom lip is a little bit lighter than my top lip. And as you just saw, it took a lot of swipes to actually get it the opacity as it is right now. This one really isn't my favorite out of the bunch because it's the least pigmented in my opinion. But I actually think it is a really pretty color to lay over one of the darker lip butters. And even though this is such a pastel light pink color, I actually don't think it leans towards the warmer or the cooler side. It looks like a pretty neutral pink shade to me. So I think this color will work on a lot of different skin tones. So if you can't find this shade anywhere near you, but you still want a light pink color like this, I would recommend getting the Revlon lip butter in Strawberry Shortcake. This color came out with the original collection, so I'm pretty sure you won't have as much trouble finding this shade compared to the Pink Lemonade one. And I'll just do a swatch of this. This color, which is right here, is a lot more pigmented, but it is also a cool toned pink color, so I don't really wear this one that much. When you compare the two together, you can definitely tell that this one has a purple undertone to it. Now moving on to the next one. This one is called Juicy Papaya, and this one is a nice coral shade with a pinky orange undertone to it. It's a lot more pigmented than the Pink Lemonade shade because the shade is a little bit darker. Hopefully you can see it's definitely not as orange as Tutti Frutti, which was in the original collection, but this one has a lot more pink undertones to it. So if you thought that Tutti Frutti was a bit too unwearable because it was so orange, I would definitely recommend this one. I think it's a gorgeous coral color. I'll do a live swatch now too. So hopefully you can see the slightest orange tint to my lips. Again, this shade isn't one of my favorites out of the collection because it's less pigmented than the other two that I'm going to show you next. But I still think it's a pretty color, especially for someone who wants to start experimenting and wearing orange on their lips, but they don't want to go out like bam, full out orange. This shade is really nice because it's a little sheer and it is going to have that nice pinky coral tint to it rather than just being full out orange. So again, if you can't find this Juicy Papaya shade, then I would recommend Tutti Frutti. So I'll just do a quick hand swatch of this just so you can see them. So this one is the Juicy Papaya, and right here is Tutti Frutti. As you can see, it's way more pigmented. You can definitely tell that Tutti Frutti is just straight out bam, orange in your face. So if you thought Tutti Frutti looked a bit scary on your lips, then I would definitely recommend Juicy Papaya. So this is the next shade and it is called Sorbet, and this one is just a bright hot pink color, and this one has no shimmer in it either. And here is the hand swatch first. So this hot pink color I think has the slightest cool tone to it. It's not really too noticeable on my skin tone, so I can still wear it, but here's just a swatch for you in the lips. And as you can tell, it is a lot more pigmented than the other two that I showed you. So I actually really like this color because it is so pigmented. It doesn't take a lot of swipes to actually get it this opaque. And since this is just like a hot pink shade, I actually think it's pretty similar to a couple of colors from the original collection. So the first one I would say this is really similar to is Lollipop. That one was like a really bam in your face hot pink color. I think it was a little bit darker than this shade, but the other shade that I think is also really similar, I have it right here. This one is in Sweet Tart, and I swatched it right here. It's also very pigmented. So as you can tell, it's definitely not as red toned, but it still is a very bright, vibrant pink color. So again, if you can't find the Sorbet color, then I would recommend either Sweet Tart or Lollipop from the original collection. Or if you already have one of those two, then there's really no need to pick this one up. And then this one is the last shade. It's called Wild Watermelon. So this looks just straight up red in the tube, but actually when you swatch it on your hand, it comes off as a red with a pink undertone to it. So it's not like a true orange tone red. So I really recommend this shade for someone who really isn't comfortable with wearing like really bright, bold colors, like just like a bright red color, but you just want like a nice wash of red with a little bit of pinky undertone to it. I think this color is really pretty. Hopefully you can see it's just so pigmented. So here's what Wild Watermelon looks on the lips. This one has no shimmer in it at all. Actually, all four of these don't have any shimmer in them in the new collection. And so for an alternative, if you can't find this Wild Watermelon shade, I actually recommend Candy Apple. So Candy Apple was just a regular red color, and you can see the swatch right here, and as you can see, this one has an orange undertone to it, so it's more of a true red than Wild Watermelon, since that does have like the pinkish undertone. The other one that was in the original collection, I think it was called Cherry Tart. That was the other red that looked pretty similar to Candy Apple. So again, if you either have Cherry Tart or Candy Apple from the original collection, then I would just skip getting this Wild Watermelon just because they are so similar. But if you don't have any of the original lip butter colors and you want to just get something from the new collection, then the two that I would recommend are definitely Wild Watermelon and Sorbet, just because these are the darker shades, so they're a lot more pigmented than the other two that I showed you. The other one that I would recommend getting as a layering color would be Pink Lemonade, and I'll just show you right here. Right now I have the Wild Watermelon on, and whenever I have either that or Sorbet on, I like to put this one on top just to make it a little bit lighter. So the only reason why I actually use Pink Lemonade is to be a layering color to lighten up some darker lip colors. I would actually never wear this color alone on my lips because you really just can't see it. I definitely think that they changed the formula on these because, as I said earlier, none of these are as pigmented as the original lip butter colors, which really kind of sucks. But I mean, if you're someone who really likes sheer colors, then I would recommend going for these four right here. But for me, since I am spending money on these products, I would like a little bit more punch to them. So for me, I definitely would not be repurchasing these four specific colors from the new collection, but you guys know that I love my Revlon lip butters. I have almost all of the shades from the original collection, so if I wanted to repurchase some shades, it would definitely be from that collection rather than this one. But these four are still very glossy, and they're very hydrating on the lips, just like the originals, and the longevity of them is pretty much the same as the originals. It could probably last maybe 1 or 2 hours, unless you are eating or drinking, then you might have to reapply them, of course. Yeah, so for me, I would probably rate these a 7 out of 10, just because these colors you can basically already find them in the original collection, and none of these are as pigmented. So honestly, if you have colors from the original collection, I would really skip these. I really don't think these are worth your money, unfortunately. So yeah, I really hope this review helped you guys out. If you have any questions, you can just comment down below or you can send me a message, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!